Mm.
come back
Yeah.
because also I had lost my brother that year.
Oh.
I had also lost my twin brother Ubongs that year.
Yeah.
And then I was just going through a lot. Like it's honestly not working for me here. Like, because every day I was so miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like blocked. I feel blocked. So I was like, you know what? I am going back home. Most of the mistake that we do is that we're good at what we're doing.
Yeah.
But when you start a business, you forget there's a lot that comes
with it.
With business. Before I started my business, I got into a car accident. A week after I got into a car accident, I got sick, like really, really sick, like to a point to which I couldn't walk.
Yeah.
I couldn't speak. I couldn't do anything. Mama would do everything for me. So we'll never stop people from talking.
Yeah.
And honestly speaking, there were times where actually that disturbed me a lot.
Okay.
There were times where like I was like, you know what? I call it quits. There were times where I would like I'm actually running away from Middleburg because I don't know how to face people.
Okay.
You went to varsity, you started this big thing, and then like your life is going nowhere.
Welcome back to Mind Your Business podcast, the podcast that we focused on business and corporate. This is Bethel Temambebe. Like I said before, please subscribe and like so that we can grow. And when we grow, we are going to be more effective. So like I said before, I always bring guests who are amazing, people who does amazing things in the community, in their fields of careers, and also in their businesses. I don't want to waste much of your time because this is going to be a possibly long conversation. All short. So wherever you are. So I brought you an amazing guest, someone who does amazing things in the field of media space. Someone that's always with celebrities. So, and I talk about none other than Nonkolo Memuka.
Yes.
Nonkolo PK. Welcome.
Thank you. Finally.
Yeah, it's been a while. Finally you are here, and I'm so grateful that you actually, out of your busy schedule, you took time to come so that you can engage with us.
I'm so grateful you invited me.
Yeah.
Thank you. I feel so honored. But when the time is right?
The God is, yeah. So, okay, I know you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I got your bio. Yeah. So, but maybe some of the people, they don't know who you are. Maybe you can give us maybe background shortly who you are.
Ooh, hectic.
Yeah.
That's a difficult question, yes. And it's so ironic that everywhere I go, they firstly ask me that question. Yeah. And I never know how to answer it because it's so difficult to speak about yourself.
Is it?
Yeah.
So I think people must read your bio.
Yeah, as in.
So people must read your bio.
But man, who am I? I'm just a simple girl. Those who know me know that I'm just a simple girl, born and bred in Middleburg.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got one name, Nonkolo.
Serious? Yeah. Like in your ID vel, it's Nonkolo?
One name, Nonkolo. Well, it means faith.
Faith,
so
okay.
I'd say to them, you can just call me Faith. Okay. That's fine.
Yeah, but let's call you Nonkolo.
Yeah, so in varsity, people knew me as Faith. Actually, until you say Faith, then I'm like, oh yeah. So yeah, that's my name. I'm a born again Christian. I love the Lord with all my heart. My pastor's kid, PK. Yeah, I think also a lot of people know me as PK because I was using with PK, but I love it. I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just me. I grew up in Middelburg. I went to TUT.
Yeah.
I studied survey engineering. And then ironically I left it. Yeah. And then now I'm in the media space. I do a lot of things in the media space, and I'm just a people's person. I love people. I love kids.
Okay.
I'm a family-orientated girl.
Okay.
Yes.
We normally see your videos.
Yeah. I'm very family-orientated. And then, that's just basically me.
Okay. Let's have an icebreaker question. Yes. But my icebreaker questions are not really icebreaking. Like they're kind of difficult. Yeah. It's about mind your business, When someone comes to you and say mind your business, what comes to your mind?
When someone comes to me and say, mind your business.
Yeah, this is a mind your business podcast.
Okay, what comes to mind? What comes to mind is naga ezakuphela indaba ezifuna wena.
Okay.
Ite akufuni. Someone says mind your own business, like please don't step in my zone.
Oh, okay.
That's basically it. You're saying
so you see this one, this kind of a mind your business. It's actually it's different from because when we say mind your business, we look into more positive side.
Oh,
let's say you're in corporate. How do you mind your business? How do you take care?
Now I get
how do you look after? So it's more of the positive side of mind your business. Okay,
smart.
So when now ice breaking, out of all this business that you are, I know, I had to pray for you to get you here. So, man, out of all the busy things that you always busy with, effective, positive, how do you mind your own space?
Interesting.
Difficult, ne?
Yeah, very. Actually, I've never thought of it.
Is it?
Yeah. So you're actually challenging my mind. But minding my own space and maybe the things that I do, I actually honestly take time to review on my yesterday. Okay. So basically what I do mostly is to review what I did wrong yesterday for my own personal life, for my own business things and everything that I do. I kind of reflect back and say, this is where I can grow. This is where I need to fix, this is what I need to do to expand, to grow. Yeah. And I, honestly speaking, when I say I mind my own things, that's what I actually do. I actually look at myself and say, I could actually do better here. I could actually fix this. I could actually stick on this because sometimes you goes, I'm actually good at this. So it's something that I can actually stick on. Yeah, continue do it more. People actually love this. Yeah. So I actually look back, meaning that when you mind your own, you literally compete with yourself. Basically.
Nice. You're speaking about growth.
Yeah.
And saying that you reflect about your yesterday and maybe looking in terms of your growth personally and business.
Yeah.
And I know that you've been having your own business. Maybe later on you'll explain more into details what is exactly that you do. You've been in business for many years. I remember the first time I had a podcast shoot with you and Sandy. 2018. 18, 9, somewhere there. 18, 19, and you were in business.
Yeah.
So how do you mind your business growth?
Sure. That's so nice. There's actually a lot, hey?
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that comes into business that makes a business. And I've been growing, I've been learning, I've been through so many hiccups as well. As I've said, even with my personal space, I look back and say, what did I do wrong here? And also meeting new people and making sure I'm very intentional about the people that I meet, especially that are in business, whereby I actually kind of learn from them and grow through their own experiences as well. So what comes to mind when someone says mind your own business, right? So sometimes you kind of have to step in someone's business for you to learn. So basically when you meet such people that you actually look up to, you have to step into their business for you to learn to grow. So I actually keep those people close. And there's so many things that happen, but we grow every day. We learn every day. There's so many things where I wish you could see I would have done them better. And now at least I've got an understanding of what's okay going forward. This is the step that I need to take. This is what so you invest a lot in yourself. That's part of minding your own things. You invest a lot in yourself. You actually, take criticism, but there are some criticism that are there to actually pull you down. But at the end of the day, you don't just take them. You don't take them. Sometimes you have to take them with a positive mind to say, you know what, Lord, I might not be doing this correctly, but now I am really minding these things for it to grow, for it to become what I want it to be.
Basically what I'm getting from what you're saying, in terms of your growth. I think I got more than 3 things, but I just touched on 3 things. You spoke about being intentional. To say for you to grow in your business, you must be intentional. And it's a whole different topic.
Definitely it is.
Also, you spoke about learning from other people.
Yes.
From the experiences, obviously, that could be also through mentorship, learning from them, because they come in a space, different experiences. That also what you say. Also, what I'm taking from what you say is, eventually, when you're in business, people tell you to mind your own business. Step out. So also other people try to bring you down, criticize you, but you must be able to check if this is a constructive criticism or this is, we can write a book about what you say.
Definitely.
And I hope like people are taking those nuggets and apply them in their lives.
And you learn those things, man, like on the journey. You don't just say, okay, this is what I need to do. This is what you learn them on the journey. Sometimes you even learn them in business. Oh my gosh, I should have done this. I should have been intentional. I should have learned from this person. So it's a journey.
Right. Talking about a journey.
Yes.
Talking about a journey. You, in your introduction, you said from Middleburg, then you didn't speak about high school. I think that's not that important. But you went to TUT. And you said you did survey engineering. Survey engineering. So please take us through your journey from that part of survey engineering. How did you get there? And you also mentioned in the introduction that apparently you left it. So how? We'll get it later. But just take us through that process, through that journey.
Man. So in high school, I was doing physics.
Okay.
I was doing physics and pure maths. I'm a maths lover. I love maths. I'm a top student when it comes to mathematics. So in matric, we went to a TUT actually. Interesting. We went to TUT as a trip, but there was a career day, main campus, and we went there. And when I was there, I remember there was a lady that was like, for you to actually know what you want to do, take the perspective, go home with it. But when you get home, write everything that you love down. Like in a book, like write everything that you love. And when you're done, look at those things and open your perspective. Check what is it that clicks with everything that you love. And I did exactly that. I remember writing like in a paper, like everything. And when I checked, I realized, oh my gosh, I love survey engineering. And that's actually how I decided to actually do survey engineering. Because I never knew about survey engineering until I went to Career Day. Yeah. So that's when I actually found out there's something called survey engineering. And that's when I actually decided to do that. Funny enough, I applied at Verts. My first choice at Verts was media and music, right?
And that was your first choice?
Yeah, that was my first choice at Verts. And my second choice was survey engineering. But at TUT, my first choice was survey engineering.
Okay.
And then my second choice was food. What is this course? Food something.
Okay.
And then my third choice was then media and music.
That's campus, yeah.
So Evets Bangtatage, but Evets I didn't have a bursary. They took me for media and music because I remember I even went to auditions. And then they took me, but I didn't have a bursary and my parents could not afford Evets.
Yeah.
Even the registration account was extremely expensive. Yeah. And then they couldn't afford Evets. And then TUT also accepted me. But TUT at least I had a funder. But they accepted me in survey engineering. Yeah. But Nakona Futi, it was a struggle for me to get to TUT as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but eventually I got in, and that's how I actually started studying survey engineering. I studied it. I even started working. I did my in-serve. I was working at a very good company.
Women in engineering, you know. Yeah.
Working at a very good engineering company in Pretoria. I was actually enjoying myself. I was having fun. But the more I worked, the more I realized, girl, you love it. Yeah. But like, it's caging me. Like, Mina, I wanna like,
be out there.
I wanna be out there, right? So I'm always in the works building. Building. If I'm not in the field, building. The sun is burning me with engineering. Hey, farmer overall. And I'm like, this is not my kind of thing. Mina, like, I wanna be pretty. I wanna be in front of the camera. I wanna do things. I wanna yes. Okay. So this is, yes, I would wanna do it unless if it gives me an opportunity to also do what I love. Okay. Yeah, but then it was hard for me to actually have that opportunity to do what I really, really love.
So you then decided?
Yeah, then I decided, I was like,
call it quit.
Yeah, and my quit was very interesting because it was on a December. Yeah, it was on December.
Yeah.
It's volume 17 ngabo 22 so zavala ngithi
the function
bese so vula ngabo 12 thina besivula late ngabo 12 15 January and then I went home and that was it. I didn't even tell my mom I was like, sivalile 17 I enjoyed December mase kumele ngibuyele. I was like, I'm not going back to work.
Abscond. Did you resign?
Yeah, I resigned and then I didn't tell her. I was like, I'm no longer going back to work. And I was like, what? I'm like, yep. So that's how I actually ended.
What tembele?
I don't know. I can tembele.
Okay.
But also another reason that made me, I think there was a lot of reasons as well that made me to actually come back. Because also I had lost my brother that year. I had also lost my twin brother Ubongs that year. And then I was just going through a lot. Like there was just a lot. I was going through the most. And I was just not coping in Pretoria and I was not coping. And I made a decision. I was like, you know what? It's honestly not working for me here. Like, because every day I was so miserable. And I feel like blocked. I feel blocked. So I was like, you know what? I am going back home. I'm taking a decision. I'm going back home.
And then now, sorry, Zanile, coming back home. Then what was your plan?
So I had already started my makeup business because I started when I was working. Yeah, so I started my makeup business. I was a makeup artist, but I had not enough gigs then. I was like there and there, but like they were still like coming and then coming up. I was still like trying to land this makeup. And
besides,
thingy.
You cannot grow faster if you are also
So I started that, and then when I resigned, massively, my business grew. Yes, I had a lot of clients. I was always booked every week, so I was never broke. Also, I was like, okay, this is working. Yeah. And so my bookings every week in Zabanti makeup, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this is. And I started growing in my field. I started learning as well. Yeah, and yeah, makeup was My bread, actually.
Right. So now makeup. That's how you started your business.
Yeah.
What's the name of business?
Delightful Color Beauty Studio.
Delightful Color. Okay, studio. So then you started having your people coming in, booking you and stuff, growing. Where are you now in terms of the business?
And makeup, you know, in business, like it's like this, right? Yeah. And so interestingly enough, hence we were speaking about learning, growing, initially. So yeah, man, I continued with my business. I never stopped makeup till today. I am still a makeup artist. I never stopped doing it. I continued doing it. Continued as well, mastering my skills, learning, and then I opened a beauty studio. Because when I started, my company was not registered. And then I ended up registering it as a company. And then I guess beauty studio that was in Pretoria. Yeah, I went back to Pretoria. It was actually 2023.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was last year.
Yeah. So because about being sevens are like mobile, I do house calls, and so I opened a studio, and then it was a cute little studio. Where I actually like enjoyed. I saved my time there, had so much fun. I had so many clients as well. I had started breaking the ground of Pretoria, and making my name in Pretoria as well, because we had added more, we had added lashes, we had added hair, so we were gradually growing, and then things happened, and then I had to close down. And then I closed it down. I closed it down this year, actually. I think 3 months ago.
Mind sharing, why did you
3 months ago
close?
So there's a lot that comes to business. There's a lot that comes in business. I'm asking that so that people can learn. Can learn.
Any other person can say, start business. Like we always start, but maybe it's growth, maybe because mobility.
It's very difficult to start a business. Also, it's very difficult to also start a business when you are actually not like super ready for it, right? Business is something that you need to I believe sometimes you just need to study the behind of the work before you actually start, because most of the mistake that we do is that we're good at what we're doing. But when you start a business, you forget there's a lot that comes
with it.
With business. It's not just producing what you can do, but there's a lot that happens behind the scenes. And firstly, I was doing everything alone, which was a lot for me. I'm doing my own admin, I'm doing clients, I'm doing booking. So everything I am doing it alone.
So you're the makeup artist.
I'm literally everything. I'm a lash tag. So everything was just on me. And when I started my business, I started it on a zero budget. I did not have anything. I literally started my business with faith. I was like, Lord, I am taking that space. I am going to do my business. And the little money that I had, I bought the most important things that I needed, space, and to do what I had to do. But honestly speaking, it kept me, It taught me a lot. I was even able to actually do a short business course, which is something I take out of it. I'm so proud that I actually went into that and was able to do something with my life. Also, it was after I was sick, because before I started my business, I got into a car accident. A week after I got into a car accident, I got sick, like really, really sick, to a point to which I couldn't walk. I couldn't speak. I couldn't do anything. Mama would do everything for me. I was in hospital for a very long time in Pretoria. So I literally and literally had to resign from work. I literally had to I lost literally everything. Right.
Yeah.
So, mang pumes belela. 2 weeks later, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to stay home. I'm not used to staying home. How am I going to get money? I'm not used to asking my mom things.
Yeah.
I'm used to me giving her money, not the other way around. Who's going to do things for me? So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to stay in this house. I'm going to start my business. And that's how it actually started. And I applaud myself for that because it taught me a lot. It taught me so many things. And when I came to the decision of actually closing it and deciding, you know, it's actually time, I remember I was praying about it so much.
Yeah.
And I was like, Lord, because there was something that was just bringing me back. Bring me back to Middelburg. And I was just running away I kept on running away from Middelburg.
Yeah.
I don't want to be, but that thing is, I don't want to be in Middelburg, but something kept on drawing me back to Middelburg, and I did not want to. And there was a day, because I kept on praying about it, I was, Lord, yes, I'm in Pretoria. I have this business. But like things are not going as fast as I want them to. Like I have a studio, I'm doing well, I'm doing good, but they're not going as fast as I want them to.
Yeah.
Please help me. What should I do? Right. And then I remember there was a day after that prayer, there was a day where I actually had a dream. I dreamed of my dad. You know, my dad passed away, right?
Yeah.
My dad passed away 2017. And my mom and my dad are pastoring a church, right? So my mom is left there. Mom has a church in Middelburg. And on that dream, it was my dad. So he was sitting on a very huge stone.
Okay.
But I could not see. I saw there's a person, and I could not see. And it was so dark. Like a storm. Like a storm
that's coming.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like there's a storm coming and it's dark. But there was just a little small light at the back.
Okay.
And then there, I can't see because there's a storm and it's dark. I see there's a person. The only way I was able to recognize if it's my dad was his voice.
Okay.
And how he used to call me. And he kept on saying, Nkolo, go back. And I was like, no way. No, I kept on going towards him. Yeah. And he was like, go back. And I'm like, I keep on going towards him. And then when I'm getting closer, that's when I actually started to see his face. He goes, this is actually my dad. And even the voice. And when I get closer, he started to shout and say, I'm saying to you, go back home. And then when I look at back, there's like a little lights, but it's like nowhere. I'm like, and then it ended there. The dream ended. Yeah. And it was like so confused. I was like, oh my gosh, what's happening?
Then what shoes are then would I?
Yeah, what's happening? Yeah. And then I called Umamfundisum Caesar. She's one person that I actually speak to a lot besides my mom.
Okay.
Because sometimes I speak to my mom, but sometimes I'm like, maybe it's because she's my mother. Let me just speak to someone
else,
outside. Yeah, I spoke to her. We're so close. And then I told her the dream. And she was like, it only means one thing. It only means. And she was like to me, I've actually wanted to tell you this, Guti. You need to go back home. Like your blessing is you going back home and helping your mom in her ministry, serve at home, leave whatever that you're doing where you are in Pretoria and go back home. Yes, you are doing amazing, but you will never succeed there. So your success is
at home.
Go back home, girl. That was the most difficult decision.
So then you decided to shut down the business.
I decided to, I remember I told my mom.
Not the business, the studio actually.
The studio, yeah. That's when I actually decided to say, you know what? It's fine. Let me close and just go back home.
Okay.
I told my mom it was one of the hardest decisions I had to make. But yeah, I went back home. I packed all my things. I even told, because I was staying with my sister and her husband, I told them that I'm going back home.
Okay.
I literally had nothing. I had no job. I had nothing. Okay. And yeah.
So from everything that you say, there's light. Then after the light, there is some challenges that throws you back. some it's over sickness unplanned. Then you're doing well from work, you resign, all that. People think differently.
Yeah.
And also people from your friends, families and stuff. And how do you deal with that? People talking, how do you mind that? Because people ask themselves, but Nonkolo has so much potential, but we don't see it. Nonkolo, you went to school. You've got your qualification.
Yeah.
You started working, started business, then it for you stopped.
Yeah.
You also got sick and, all of those things. And in terms of the pressures, how to deal with the pressures? Pressures also from yourself. Maybe looking at your peers that you went to school with. Chances maybe some of them that are already married, having cars, big houses, doing whatever that, living their own dreams and stuff. Also, I believe when you were young, you were having all of those dreams.
Yeah, definitely.
And how do you deal with it from the people, also apart from the people yourself? Yeah.
We deal with a lot. People talk. In every phase of my life where I've been, there are people that would talk.
Yeah.
Either bad or good, right? And we can't run away from that. Even when I was sick, people were talking a lot. Hey, what's going on? Yeah. And you can't go explaining to everybody, this is the situation. You can't explain yourself to everyone. And you see, now I live by one statement that says, I am only going to please God.
Yeah.
I live to please God, not the next person, because when I please God, everybody else will have to adjust.
Yeah.
I please God and everybody else has to adjust.
What matters,
because at the end of the day, I will never please everyone. Yeah, there are people that actually look up to me, but they don't know that in order for us to actually get where we are, there are a lot of things that actually we have to go through. Yeah, but so we'll never stop people from talking.
Yeah.
And honestly speaking, there were times where actually that disturbed me a lot.
Okay.
There were times where I was like, you know what? I call it quits. There were times where I would I'm actually running away from Middleburg because I don't know how to face people.
Okay.
You went to varsity, you started this big thing, and then your life is going nowhere. And you look at your peers, you're like, oh my gosh, and then now you're at this age, I should be having this. And also even my parents, you say varsity so you decide to drop it and do something else. They're like, hey, but what's what's wrong with her? Now you're supposed to be working, doing your own things, and then now you're starting all over again. So that's another burden on them as well. So I am not just thinking about people on the streets, but I'm also thinking about the people that I live with. Yes, my mom is very supportive. My siblings are very supportive, but they're probably tired of me asking for things.
Yeah.
Even though they won't say it.
Yeah.
But even though they're actually not tired, that's what I'll think. But I'll feel as well. They're probably tired of me asking for things. But then there was a point in my life where I reached to go, you know what? It's okay. I'm on my own journey.
Yeah.
I made all these mistakes because I am trying to find my purpose. You don't just get born and then the next day you know what your purpose is. You fail along the journey. You try, but that is where you actually get to find the purpose. And I had to go through all these things to find my own purpose. And in all those things, I did them, yes. But what I realized is that even with the money that I was getting, I was not serving God the way I was supposed to. I was not being fully committed in the God's things the way I was supposed to. I was not even faithful the way I was supposed to. And I think Nonkolo was like, I need to teach this girl a lesson.
Redirection.
I need to teach you a lesson. I need to bring you back here so that you learn. You could see everything starts with God before anything else.
Yeah. Okay. Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before we close the chapter, business, do you think that you will maybe in the near future reopen a studio, and if so, what kind? What idea do you have?
Definitely, it's one of the books. It's something that I'm actually working on. But most importantly, I've learned before you open something to the public, rather do it behind the scenes as well before. So I am actually planning everything.
Okay.
Just because my studio is closed does not mean I'm not working on it. So I am working on it. Paperwork, admin, everything, even more qualifications. It's something that I'm actually working on, busy with, that when I open this time, I am not going back again. I am not closing again. And now I know the right way, the right directions. Now I actually understand my purpose. I'll tell you one thing. When I came back home, I made I even when I was sick in my hospital bed, I remember telling God and saying, you know what, God, if you give me a second chance, the only first thing that I want to do is to serve you and serve you fully. And when I came back home, I made a decision. I am going to be faithful to God. I am going to serve God fully, and I'm going to make sure that his purpose through me prevail. And I started doing that. I kid you not, when I started serving God, so many doors opened. I am working now. Even where I'm working, I did not even apply for it. So many things where I am part of now, I did not even apply for them. It's things whereby people would just call me and say, Nonkolo, we need you to come here. And I'd be like, okay, like we need you to be here. Even the jobs that I have that are in Gauteng, they'll be like, we need you. And I'm like, I'm in Middelburg, but now it's fine. You can work from there. That's okay. And I'm like, wow, look at the God that I serve. I used to go Gauteng to look for these things. But because I had forgotten God, I never found anything. And then the day I decided to say, you know what, I'm actually doing everything for God. God actually brought all these things to me without me even having to knock on any door. And it's one thing that I'm actually grateful for. There's a saying that says, when you look after God's house, God looks after your house. So I am definitely a testimony of that. In the media space, in everything that I love doing, that's where I am being called, and I know that's where my purpose is. Wow. And so studio is one of them that's coming. Yeah,
that's amazing. You are strong, and we're actually proud of you. And we see the work that you're doing. Yeah, we see you every day, and we thank God that He heard your little prayer and the little promise that you made to say, if you spare me now.
Yeah, and you don't just do the promise, right?
You don't just
do the promise. You do the promise and then you work on it. You do it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, now we just close the chapter of business. We understand where you come from and how it ended, but where you are going. I think one thing also that I take from the whole business conversation, apart from the 3 nuggets that you spoke about, the other nuggets, obviously, it's possible to add God in your business.
Yeah, definitely.
It's possible to add God in your business. Also, knowing when to stop.
Yeah.
Knowing when to stop. If something does not work, then forcing yourself, because we always have faith, being hopeful, but there's a time where you know that it should stop. And I think that I'm taking from what you say is to learn to, obviously, to plan well. And something also that you mentioned, my thought was there now. It just left. It will come back. But basically that's it in terms of a business. So now you said your first choice.
Yeah.
you accepted it first.
Yes.
For business, not
Yeah.
business, for media. And then God always has a way of bringing you back.
Yeah. God always has a way. Ne?
Yeah. And like you see, like now, ne? We're talking about survey. I can tell that you look good, but I think at the back of your mind, you were like, we think about the man.
Yeah,
what was good was the man.
Yeah, the money.
Like
I'm smart.
Smart.
Yeah, good. I was fooled, but no, she's smart.
Yeah.
She's an engineer. She's smart.
Yeah. But like now, as speaker, I say media. The glow, the excitement, the passion that I see through your face now. Your spirit, I should know this is me. Tell me, how did then it bring you back? How did you come back?
Yeah, ne. I would say God, God. As you said, He will definitely find a way to bring you back. When I was in TUT, I would do media things there and there, in the campus. And so it's something that never died. It's something that never died.
Yeah.
I was part of the female engineering management team as a TUT.
Okay.
And I do the coordinating things, those planning things. But that was actually grooming me for now, literally. I would go to the radio a lot. Yes, campus because I'd be like, I love this. So I'd visit them a lot. I was also part of the choir, yes, at TUT. So you see, I was.
Because you can see.
Yeah, so I was in the creatives because by nature I was born a creative. I'm a creative, so I actually was part of everything that was in the creative space.
Yeah.
Even in varsity. And to tell you the honest truth, because engineering field, in campus, it's so far away from all the other departments. My department. And everybody, when they see me, like, are you in this department? I'm like, yeah. They're like, are you not lost? I'm like, are you not lost?
Yeah.
Aren't you supposed to be in the arts campus? Like, everybody would mistakenly would say, I'm lost. Department of engineering because of how I looked, because I loved art. And we should be born and just when I see
the wrong space.
But you are not supposed to be here. So everything about me really screamed art. Yeah. And then so when I was just busy with my makeup things, I started doing a radio.
Okay.
I was working at Hope FM. Which was here in Witbank. Yeah. So I started working at Hope. I actually fell in love with it. I loved Hope, and Hope FM really developed me. Hey,
okay.
In my speaking, in so many things as well. It worked in my advantage. And then I joined Gospel News SA as well. Okay. I remember I auditioned to be one of their TV presenters, and I made it by God's grace. And I also got to learn a lot from Gospel News. I've learned so many things.
Just a couple of them. Let's check a couple of them.
Not only did I become a TV presenter, but I was also working behind the scenes, right? So I was able to also create scripts. I was able to also do coordinating as well. And that really, really, really paved the way for me as well, because I got to learn so much about the media space. I knew there and there about the media space, but I was not familiar with a whole lot of things. But when I got there, I got to learn so much. And I used that opportunity for my own advantage. I was like, you know what? I want to be in the space. So meanwhile, I'm here. I need to learn everything. And I was too available for everything. Nobody, we need this. I was too available. We need this. I was available.
And besides, you're passionate about it.
I'm passionate about it.
Yeah. To be available.
Exactly. It's easy. So I was available for everything. But in that space, I got to learn so much. And I'm so grateful that I got to meet the people that were actually training me. There's a guy, Ukiya Endunati. they were so patient. They're still patient with me. I still go to them if I like need something, if I want to ask something, any advice, especially in this space. They were so patient with me that they told me almost half of the things I know in media.
Yeah.
And I know so much now. I can do a lot is because of those two guys. They carried me, and yeah, that's when I started, and I became a TV presenter. Something that I also really, really love because I love the camera. Like
You can see
know now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the camera. Like I just love being in front of the camera. I love speaking. I love that. And I was like, this is one of the things that I want to do. And I started to actually teach myself these things, to grow in it. I've never studied for it, but I learn every day.
Okay, so gospel news, then you started learning. I believe you also established relationships. How are you maximizing on those relationships? Because if you're in gospel news, you meeting, obviously, you are attending all these concerts. You are interviewing all of these gospel singers.
Yeah.
And how
you get to know these people. You get to see these people, almost every weekend or every day. It was one of the most interesting things, One thing about me though, even when I was not like known, I don't know, maybe in Ireland do TV, man. Like I would meet people and they'd be like, "Are you on TV?"
Yeah.
Even when I was not, I was like, "No." Like, okay, you look like someone who should be on TV.
Yeah.
So what worked for me is that even when I meet the celebrities, they would think like I'm like, we're together.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh. So when they see me, they'll be like, "Oh, man, we've seen you somewhere. We've seen you. Are you on TV? Are you?" So it became easy for them to actually build relationships with me.
Okay.
Also, as I've said earlier, I'm a people's person. I love people. I'm a friendly person. And I'm genuine, right? One of the things about me, I'm very genuine. I'm very friendly. I'm a bubbly person. So it's easy to actually get to know me. It's easy to talk to me. It's easy to so if with those people I would meet them and it will not end there because they'll be like, "Oh, okay, she's very easygoing, she's a bubbly person," and we just build relationships, and they will just happen naturally. I wouldn't even have to force it. Yeah.
So in terms of now you've the relationships, the things that you have learned. Have you able to apply everything that you have learned outside gospel news in your own space? I see that you also you're a co-founder of an agency. If you can take us through that.
Yes. I have. I've used so many things that I've learned and applied them in myself, in my space. Some of the things I had already started, but I did not know which direction to take. But gospel news was there to actually show me, okay, this is how you need to do things.
Okay.
Even with coordinating or event planning, it's something that I used to do even when I was in varsity. But now I had to learn so many things in it. And also building my brand. I think me taking time in building my brand really worked for me because amongst every other things, I actually took time to build myself as a brand.
Talking about building a brand,
just
briefly, how did you build your brand and how can one maybe learn to build a brand? Because I know we are living in the social media times.
Definitely.
We all start podcasts, we all do this. And sometimes it's not just because we all have a purpose. Sometimes your purpose cries inside. And the things that you do, they're actually failing you in terms of a brand. In terms of a branding, you understand. So how do you build the brand?
It takes a lot, eh?
And sacrifice,
it takes a lot and so many sacrifices as well. Building a brand does not take a day. It takes, I won't even say I'm there.
Yeah.
Even now, I still say I'm still building my brand. But it's been years. I think one of the most important thing is to actually put yourself out there.
Okay.
If you are building your brand, you need to put yourself out there. Don't be apologetic about who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't be apologetic about what you do.
Okay.
You might be selling, you might be doing whatever, but it's something that you should not be apologetic about. So building your brand, you need to be out there. Whatever brand that you're building needs to be out there. So I made it a point, like I am seen. Like I'm seen.
Yeah.
I want people to know me. And above that, I want people to know what I do, right? I'm building myself as a brand so that people can actually be able to buy what I can do.
Okay.
So I had to put myself out there. I had to step out of my comfort zone and say, this is me. You have to like me like this. You have to love me like this. This is me. And to make people accept you is one of the most hardest things ever.
Yeah.
Because you are doing this so that people accept you, but not everybody will accept you, and not everybody will love you, right? But at the end of the day, there are people that will be rooting for you. There are people that will support you. It does not take one day for everybody else to support you, but it takes a lot. And when you're building your brand, it's very important to stick to what you're selling or what you want to be known of and what you do. Ungashintshi ukuthi namhlanje sazi uNonkolo lo kusasa uNonkolo ngajayivani, you know. Hence it's very important to be yourself.
So while we are there, life happens, and we find the person was known for this positive thing, just followed getting bookings for this particular thing, then life happens. And was Tola in a whole way and he or she is unable to come out. Or let's say that person now comes out, wanna build, wants to say, hey, I wanna go back there. But already people bummer about all the negative things. Maybe the person now started driving, selling, drinking alcohol.
And then now they've changed.
All these nasty things on social media, you know. And now you want to go back. How do you go back?
Well, I think it's that's a very good question, actually. You remain being yourself as well.
Okay.
Even in your new self, even when you rediscover yourself, okay, now I am no longer the person that I used to be. Now I'm a new person. Because at the end of the day, we need to understand that we grow. People grow. Nonkolo that you knew 10 years ago is not the same Nonkolo that is now. Because I've grown to understand, because I've made mistakes before. There are things that I'm not proud of that I did 10 years ago. There are things that I won't do them that I did 10 years ago. So I have outgrown those things. You know, I have developed. I am grown now and I do things differently. So the moment we understand that with everybody else, we are not the same and our journeys are not the same. I was born a Christian, literally.
In a Christian family.
But, so not everybody was born a Christian, but some other people find Jesus at the age of 30, at the age of 40. So if it happens for them to find Jesus at the age of 30, then great. You know, we also need to actually accept who they are, accept the change. And also now you also need to accept, this was who I am before. Carried with grace. This was me before. I'm not the same person anymore. And don't be ashamed about it. Don't be ashamed about where you come from. Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed of your past. Carry it with grace and say, this is my past, but this is me now. Because that's how we actually fall in love with people and say, oh, okay.
She has a story to tell.
She has a story to tell. Be proud about it. Be firm. Have that confidence, you know. Don't let things like that to discourage you because of where you come from. Still continue and say, now, this is who I am.
No, I had to take you that side. We spoke about, we're still in, and Branding.
Yes.
So yeah, I think you've explained enough and shared enough. So if people want to know about branding, maybe they can contact you. So that you can take them step by step how you did your own personal branding.
Yeah.
So let's talk about now in the media space. Talk about your successes, things that you've managed to achieve.
Yeah.
In the media
that's space. A great one. Yeah. As I've said, I registered a company for color, and now I back another one, which is Grace Solution Agency. That's another company, a baby that I recently started as well. I am doing PR and marketing. I am doing social media management. I am doing coordinating and planning. And project management as well. So everything in the media space. And it's something that I've always done. But it's just there. And then now I'm like fully in it. And I am so happy here. Like I'm so happy. I'm at peace. I'm enjoying.
You're turning your passion into profit.
Yeah, I'm turning my passion into profit and my purpose. I love it here, and I enjoy working with people. I enjoy working with people in the creative space. I've been on few projects as well where I do project management. Some I do social media management for them. Some I do social media management for a few companies.
Yeah.
And I also do PR and marketing as well for a few companies as well. And it's something that I find joy in doing. It's something that I love doing. I love promoting other people. I love promoting people's businesses. I love handling people's socials, even though I've deserted my own. Yeah. That's how much I love my job, to a point to I've deserted my own socials. But I make sure that the socials that I work on, are good, going, and functional. It's one of the best things, and I am happy here. I'm happy here. I am a content creator. I love creating content. Not just a content creator, but a Christian. Social media content creator or influencer. And I love it. I love it. Something that I find joy, peace in it. I work in so many projects. I've worked with so many artists as well in the gospel space. I dominate ego gospel space. And because I'm a Christian and I love it. And it's something that I understand better. And it works for me. Currently, I don't know, in the future, maybe I might extend. But for now,
where you are.
For now, I'm happy where I am. And that's where God wants me to be. And I'm actually... I'm really at peace.
So, there on social media, I'm like, here's Nonkolo. One of the great things were happening. I think like we should celebrate you for the work that you do. And we'll get you the champagne. Congratulations. I saw that you've been nominated Ingoma Awards.
Not Ingoma,
Mpumalanga, man. Gospel Music Awards. Mpumalanga. Mpumalanga Gospel Awards. And you're not nominated only on one category, but two categories. Tell us about that.
Oh my gosh, that is so exciting, right? I told you that I said to you, when you look after God's things, He looks after yours, right? So the only category that I entered for was social media. Christian social media influence. I remember they posted on social media a while ago, and I told my people, I was like, guys, I really want to go into this one. Please nominate me there. And my people showed up, right? They nominated me there, Christian social media influencer. And so that was just the only category that I actually entered, and like, okay, I really maybe let me just push in this.
Yeah.
Part of me growing my brand.
Branding.
Part of
yes,
it.
because like now you say,
Yeah.
award winning.
Yes. So if you are building your brand, these are the things also that you need to go for. As well, because they play a huge role. So yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm entering this one. And it was a social media one actually. So I was like, it's just a social. I didn't even think it was going to be like a real category. So I thought it was a social media one. Yeah. And then, my people nominated me there. And then on a random day, I get a call. And I'm like, hi. I'm like, Sisi, is this Nonkolo Memoka PK? I'm like, yeah. They're like, is this Nonkolo Memoka PK from Gospel News SA? I'm like, yes. The girl from Pumalang, I'm like, yes, she's speaking to her. And then they're like, yeah, we want you. I'm like, okay, I'm listening. They're like, you are nominated as one of the TV presenters for Pumalang. And I'm like, me? I'm like, yeah, you. I'm like, how am I seen? Yeah. I was so shocked. I was like, how am I seen? They're like, how Sisi? You are everywhere. I'm like, we are everywhere. Like we see you. We see you. Yeah, we see you. And they're like, in Pumalanga, we don't have so many good TV presenters. Yeah. And you actually one of them. And we saw you were like, that girl. That girl. And they're like, are you willing? Do you want to be part of the nominee? Do you want to be nominated for this category? Like, hey, are you even asking?
Yeah.
Are you even asking? I did not enter that award because I thought I was not capable enough.
Okay.
I actually thought I'm not there yet. I was like,
then God
yes, I'm a TV presenter, but I don't think I'm there yet to enter for this one. And to receive that call, it was actually a confirmation to say, you're doing good, you're doing really well. And to just the nomination itself and to be recognized, it shows me, I'm seen, by people that I never thought they see me. Yeah. Which is one of the greatest blessings to say, sometimes you do things and you don't realize it.
But people see.
Yeah, people are actually watching. And those are the things that remind you, people are watching. People, whatever that you do. Remember, the people are watching. They might not say anything, but they're watching. Yeah, and that was just a reminder for me to say, oh, wow. Yeah, and I'm so grateful. And that's how I got nominated.
In closing, any last words that you'd like to share? With your followers, the people who are watching.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is the support. Thank you so much for supporting me as Nonkolo PK. I wouldn't have been recognized if people never supported me, if people never shared my things, if people never spoke about me in rooms where I was not even there, if people never saw potential in me. So this is not just an award for myself, but it is for all of us. It is for all my people. I don't like calling people followers. So it is for all my social media family. You family, even those who are not even on social media, everyone that is behind me is a family to me. And I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it a lot. You've pushed me to my limit. And we're here. And also to thank people like about Bethany Media, about Temba, one thing about me, I love professional things. And about Temba always would say, no, come, have a shoot. Let's do a shoot together. And those are the things that actually portray me there as one of a professional person, People that be like, oh, okay, you take yourself seriously. And those are the people that are behind this. Everyone that has worked with me, I really appreciate them. Let it not stop today. Let it continue. We're all going somewhere.
Yeah.
And even when we are there, I believe the very same people that I was working with when I started are the same people that I still want to work with even when I'm there, And
Okay. I wish we can talk the whole day.
That was so fun. That was so fun. That was so quick.
And it was more than an hour.
And above me.
Yes.
It felt like 2 minutes.
Yeah. Injal.
I still want to talk more.
Yeah. Otherwise, thank you so much, Nonkolo, for coming. I've learned a lot. And the number of takeaways, I believe when watching this video, I'll be having a pen and a paper.
Yeah.
There's this guy that I follow that wrote this guy.
Oh.
Yeah, Stevie Bartlett.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he wrote the book, Diary of a CEO. So he has a podcast to invite business people, talk about business. And he also wrote a book. And in his book, he wrote more of the things that he got, the nuggets that he got from the people. So I'm also learning a lot.
Really?
You never know, one day I'll sit in to say, these are the things that I've learned
This
from.
is a smart thing. Oh. So like you keep on writing the things that you learn from your guests.
So like he says, the 33 laws of business and life.
Oh.
Because these are the guests, most of the things that he shared here, this is not just his
Information
knowledge,
that he got.
but because of the people who always come to his podcast, business people.
I wish that for
so
you.
People like you, So I have more than 10 nuggets that I can go back, learn from, and also expand from them, and I'll credit you one day.
Please.
Yeah, so with that being said, thank you so much for your time. As I said earlier when you started, that you are quite a busy person, making a lot of positive things, and I wish you all the best. And I don't take it for granted, that you actually came here, getting you must not look down on yourself, like you are actually big. You are big, and just for me to sit with you here, it means a lot. It means a lot.
Thank you so much.
It means a lot. It means a lot. And I wish you well. I wish you great health, great business, and I wish you that your business grow.
Yeah.
Agency grows. And one day you'll be the one that coordinates the Crown Business.
Please.
Crown Gospel Awards. You'll be the one that coordinates.
God is listening.
All these things. Yeah, I've seen you.
One day I'll be their project manager.
Yeah, you have coordinated successful concert that we have attended. Just that because we didn't have much time to talk about all the projects. We've attended the writers' worship. It was amazing. It was success. And from day one, when you contacted me, and you were the one also with your team as a project manager, you were running all over, getting the artists, getting all the auditions, and what I've seen from there, something that I also learned, you did not only, you all looked for the success of the gospel of the event, but you also took care even for the least person. You understand? From the artist, you make sure that they are catered for. Even went beyond to take care of the backup vocalist. It's professional. It's amazing. Some people neglect those people. You took care of, even call the meeting to take care of everything. You did not say, hey guys, come on the day of, the people who like, oh, come, but you don't have a background, what is expected. You even took care of, so you even took care of the people who came for the auditions, and you show them love, and it's amazing, and something that we are also always learning, and keep it up.
Thank you so much. You see, it's the little things that people look at that you actually don't see.
Yeah. All right. Community, I want to wrap up that much because you got it. You got it for yourself. Remember to share, subscribe, and like. We'll share the details of Nonkolo for the voting. Also, for if you have an event that you want someone to coordinate professionally, you can contact her. If you have a wedding, you coordinate wedding. Also from makeup, she's there. She's gonna give you an exclusive work for you and your bridesmaid. Maybe for your mother-in-law as well.
Definitely.
All right. So thank you guys. Until we meet next time. Bye.
Bye.
Okay.